The Indian Ocean was a black mirror under a thin moon. On the bridge of the MV Odyssey, third mate David stared at the radar, empty, until two fast blips appeared, closing in from behind. David's pulse quickened. He grabbed binoculars and scanned the darkness. Two skiffs, running dark, sped toward the ship. Men with rifles glinted in the moonlight. David slammed the alarm. The ship erupted into action. Below deck, Alex and his security team suited up, rifles ready, moving to their posts. The captain ordered evasive maneuvers, churning the sea to swamp the skiffs. Crew members rushed to secure the Citadel, the ship's last safe haven. On deck, the roar of the skiffs grew louder. Alex watched through his night vision scope. Pirates, faces masked, Alaska, 47S and RPGs in hand, split to attack from both sides. Aluminum ladders flashed, boarding was imminent. The security team braced for a fight, the only barrier between pirates and a hijacking. The pirates closed in, using the ship's blind spots. The crew held their breath, waiting for the first shots. The standoff was seconds from erupting into violence. The open ocean offered no help, no law, only survival. The pirates were not bluffing, they were ready to board. The Odyssey's fate hung in the balance. The next moments would decide everything. In the darkness, the battle for the ship was about to begin. The high seas had never felt more dangerous. This violence was born from desperation. After Somalia's government collapsed in the 1990s, foreign trawlers plundered its rich fishing grounds, destroying local livelihoods. Somali fishermen, powerless against industrial ships, armed themselves to defend their waters. At first, they saw themselves as a coast guard, demanding fines from illegal trawlers. But warlords saw profit and transformed these vigilantes into organized pirates. Targets shifted from fishing boats to cargo ships and oil tankers. Ransoms soared from thousands to millions. Piracy became Somalia's most lucrative industry. Young men faced a stark choice: poverty or piracy. Warlords and investors supplied skiffs, weapons, and GPS, turning piracy into a business. The Gulf of Aden became a hunting ground for global trade. As piracy surged, shipping was thrown into chaos. Hostages were held for months, ransoms soared, and global trade suffered. Naval patrols helped, but the ocean was too vast to police. Non-lethal defenses, water cannons, razor wire, sonic devices, slowed pirates but didn't stop them. The industry needed a stronger solution. Despite controversy, shipping companies began hiring private armed guards, ex-military professionals. These teams brought discipline, tactics, and real deterrence. The old rule of unarmed ships was abandoned out of necessity. The balance of power shifted. Pirates now faced trained resistance. The hunters had become the hunted. Armed guards aimed to prevent violence, not provoke it. Their defense was layered: detect, deter, and if needed, defend. When a skiff approached, guards made themselves visible, rifles in hand, a clear warning. Laser dazzlers and loudspeaker warnings followed, in English and Somali. Most pirates, seeking easy prey, turned away at this show of force. If not, guards fired warning shots into the water, one last chance for pirates to retreat. Every step was measured, designed to avoid bloodshed. The presence of armed teams made attacks far riskier for pirates. Before, pirates boarded with impunity. Now, every approach was contested. The odds had changed. Pirates had to weigh ransom against real danger. This new deterrence tipped the balance at sea. The power dynamic shifted from pirates to the ships. The deadly dance of deterrence was working. Sometimes pirates pressed on despite all warnings. When deterrence failed, guards aimed to disable the skiff's engine, precision shooting under pressure. On the MV Monte Cristo, guards disabled a pirate engine mid-attack, ending the threat without loss of life. Not all encounters ended cleanly. Some pirates reached the ship, leading to close-quarters firefights. Guards, firing from above, often had to make split-second life-or-death decisions. These moments haunted many contractors. Defense blurred into deadly force. Pirates, though armed, were usually outmatched by the guards' training and tactics. Most attacks ended with pirates fleeing or being captured. Videos of these clashes spread quickly, warning others. Armed ships were deadly targets. The message was clear: piracy was now a losing gamble. The cost of attack had become too high. The chaos at sea brought tragic mistakes and moral dilemmas. Fishermen and pirates used similar boats. Guards sometimes fired on innocents by mistake. Somali communities, already hurt by foreign trawlers, now faced danger from passing ships. This resentment fueled pirate recruitment, framing the conflict as a fight against outsiders. Captured pirates posed legal and ethical challenges. Guards had no authority to arrest, and justice was murky. Many pirates were desperate young men, not hardened criminals. Guards struggled with the psychological toll of their actions. The line between defense and violence was never clear. The war on piracy was as much about poverty and desperation as it was about crime. The ocean's moral waters remained as murky as ever. Armed guards changed the game but sparked fierce debate. Critics warned of a lawless Wild West at sea, with unclear accountability for violence. Some feared an arms race, pirates escalating with heavier weapons. Others argued for non-lethal methods and more naval patrols. But for shipping companies, survival trumped legal theory. Armed guards provided the only reliable, round-the-clock defense. Seafarers felt safer, hijackings plummeted. The data was clear: no ship with armed guards was ever hijacked. The industry accepted the risks for the sake of security. The controversial solution proved undeniably effective. The combined strategy worked. By 2013, pirate attacks dropped from hundreds to just a handful. 0 successful hijackings. The pirate business model collapsed. Investors pulled out. With piracy fading, international aid focused on rebuilding Somali coastal communities. Training and jobs offered alternatives to piracy. Tackling root causes on land became the new priority. The Gulf of Aden, once pirate alley, was safe again. Insurance costs fell, and shipping confidence returned. The headlines faded. The crisis was contained. The world had reclaimed a vital trade route. Today, Somali waters are calm, but the threat lingers. The root causes, poverty, instability, lack of opportunity, remain. Security is expensive, and there's pressure to cut costs. Complacency could invite pirates back. Pirate networks still exist, waiting for weakness. Occasional attacks remind the world the danger isn't gone. The security architecture must be maintained. Guns and guards are a bandage, not a cure. Only stability and opportunity on land can end piracy for good. Until then, the silent watch on ships like the Odyssey continues.